Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Miss Fisher. I am your host, Miss Phins. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button on your way in. Thank you very much. In 1 second here, just getting this up and running for us, guys. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah. I'm looking for something, but I can't seem to find it. But it's okay. No big deal. Hit that like button. We got a lot to talk about today, as you can see on Team Tuesday. Team Tuesday. I'm gonna give you some GM search updates. I'm gonna talk about what's going on with the organization and kind of go from there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, a lot's going on, peeps. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming through. Much appreciated. See, let me see if this works. Holy smokes. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah, let's go. We got it. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Oh yeah, man. We got some good stuff. I'm gonna talk about our GM search, like I said. Also, too, I posted a question in the community. I asked you guys, hey, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think the Miami Dolphins should do? Or at least the first thing the Miami Dolphins should focus on. It's the postseason for us. Well, off season for us, really. But we're still in the regular postseason of the NFL. So we keep going with that. But we still got to talk about our team, RV, the Dolphins, and how we doing. Mm. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So I appreciate everybody coming through, guys. Hit that like button on your way in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Michael K being in the building. Thank you. Chef Jew in the building. Thank you so much for coming through. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we've got a few names the Miami Dolphins have added to their search when it comes to, well, to be honest with you, the GM search. There's some guys we have no idea who they are. Other guys that we've heard of. Some guys that are a little bit better. Other guys are all right, mid tiers. Now I talked about it briefly yesterday because to be honest with you, some of these guys they didn't really make it for me. They didn't really do it for me. But you ask around, you gather some information, you get to learn more about these individuals, then you don't feel as bad, and us actually making a decision to at least reach out to these guys. So the Miami Dolphins have reached out to so far 6 different GM individuals in which they feel like we should have an opportunity to reach out and ask around. Now, one thing I will say, and I said this yesterday, and this is the reason why I said it. I don't know how comfortable I am with the 49ers organization. I said it. I said it yesterday. I'm going to re-say it again. I don't know how comfortable I am with getting anybody from the 49ers organization, mostly because who did we just get from the 49ers organization? Our current coach. And I'm going to be honest with you right now, I'm not too happy. I'm not. But there are 3 individuals in which we've already reached out to, asked permission to talk to. Now remember, this isn't the first time. We've tried to do this multiple times for the last 6 years and try to get individuals from that 49ers, not just for, well, for the at least head coaching position. You know what I mean? But they have kind of blocked it for us. Not surprised. It happens all the time. Teams will block guys from coming to from going anywhere really. Why? Because they feel like they want to keep that individual, you know, at home. I totally get it. Not a big deal. It happens all the time in the league. I mean, it's frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just how it is when it comes to these coaching searches, these, GM or front office searches. It's annoying, but it's the truth. It's what you could expect from, you know, these individuals, right? Now, let's go ahead and start with the 49ers individual. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Yell it out loud for the people in the back. No to San Francisco. What's up, Trailblazer? Welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I feel a little burned out by San Fran. I'm just being honest. Like that's the reason why I don't. No, they know each other too much. I really don't think Mike McDaniel is the head coach for us. Now, do I think that he'll get another opportunity? A billion opportunities to be OC. Maybe in 15 years, he might get another shot at being, a head coach. I just think it might not be good. What's up, Steel Christmas? Welcome, welcome. At this point, they should make TD the GM because I know they're gonna keep Tua and McDummy. Oh, that's funny. Chef Jew says Raw has to stop handcuffing the GM and let him do their job. That is valid too. He needs to just get out of the way. Just stay there and get your money, bro. Like that's it. Stay there, get your money. You don't need to intervene. You don't need to know. We don't need that. We don't need nothing from you when it comes to like no. So this is from the Miami Dolphins. They have put out this. The Dolphins have requested permission to interview the following candidates listed alphabetically. Tariq Ahmad, San Francisco 49ers Vice President, Player Personnel. John Eric Sullivan, Green Bay Packers Vice President of Player Personnel. RJ Gillen, San Francisco 49ers Assistant GM. Alec Hallaby, Philadelphia Eagles Assistant GM. John McKay, Los Angeles Rams Assistant GM. And Josh Williams, 49ers Director, Scouting, and Football Operations. The team will also interview Dolphins interim GM, Champ Kelly. Kelly was hired in 2025 as a senior personnel executive and named interim GM in October. So you guys at least see that we're doing both in-house and we're, obviously checking outside of that. It's clear. Let's go. Let's get ready to rumble. So I just want to knock out the 49ers dudes first because I'm over it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just, you could say it. I, I don't want to see anybody from I don't want to see anybody from the 49, but I will say this. Clearly, this gives us some idea of what Troy Aikman was hired to do here for us. He was here to help us open doors, bring open his little black book of connections in the league. That's one thing, and I said this yesterday. It's one thing that we don't really have. We don't have connections. We don't. Troy Aikman allows us to have those connections. That's a good thing. I think that's a great thing actually. Having Troy Aikman, it gives us an opportunity to go ahead and get access to other candidates that we normally wouldn't have had. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Tariq and what his resume kind of looks like. In his first season as VP Player Personnel, after serving 2 seasons as Director of Player Personnel in 23 and 24, and the previous 3 seasons prior to that, 21 to 23, as Director of College Scouting, he got promoted to VP. He also previously served as the team's Director of College Scouting during 2020 season after 5 years of being their area scout. So this man, I will give him that. Talent evaluator. What's the one thing we've been talking about that the Dolphins need? We need better talent evaluators. We also need our front office to listen to such talent evaluators. Because there's no point of them bringing you the cream of the crop if you're not gonna if you're not gonna pull the trigger on these guys that our guys are telling you, hey, we want to do this. You asked me to find you these kind of players. Here they are. So you could see, based on his experience, he started out as an assistant in the team, moved his way up to area scout, did that for several years, then assistant director of college scouting, did that for several years, director of player personnel, and now he's a VP. So you're seeing a progression, somebody that has had the opportunity to grow within the company. Guess what? Between 2014 and 2025, I guess, the 49ers have had a very successful track record when it comes to evaluating talent, drafting. I mean, look, did they whiff on that, North Dakota State University Malik? I forgot his last name. Whatever, y'all know who I'm talking about. Number 3 overall, they gave us 3 first rounds to move up to third to be able to go ahead and get that was a Malik Willis, was it? Help me out here. There's so many players. Ugh. So they went ahead and actually they moved up. They really thought they found their guy with that guy. After like a year or two, they traded him. But in that same draft, you know what they did? Not only did they get that very high quarterback, they also got a backup quarterback. We're gonna bring in competitions for the backup quarterback role. And they got Brock Purdy with the literal last pick. Trey Lance, thank you, thank you. It is Trey Lance. Appreciate it. I'm like, they all sound the same at this point. They're all backup quarterbacks at this point. Trey Lance, appreciate it, guys. What's up, Miami Sports? Welcome. Oh, we got Sadowski in the building, one of our awesome members. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Michelle? Another one of our awesome members. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So they went up to get Trey Lance. They also doubled down and got a backup quarterback as the Mr. Irrelevant, the very last pick of the draft. They're bringing competition. Yeah, they invested a lot in that first draft. It didn't work out. Let's give our our 7th rounder an opportunity. They just went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Lost to Kansas City. Here in Miami, actually. I remember that. Oh, what beautiful tar. If I can ever find that, I knew I should have bought it. I knew I should have bought it. If I could ever find that very beautiful tarmac hat from New Era, oh my God, I'm buying it on the spot. Moving on. They just got Jimmy Garoppolo. We're in the Patriots. It wasn't working out. They saw he can get us there. He's not going to get us over the top. We need to go ahead and keep drafting. They got Trey Lance. They got Brock Purdy. It didn't work out with Brock Purdy. They weren't afraid. Throw the young man in there. You know what I mean? Oh, we got an injury. Okay, go, Brock. Let's go. Let's just keep it moving. Teams that are not afraid to pull the trigger. Like that's what you need to do. You you have to continue to try till you get it right. Now some guys need a little extra time before they actually develop into what you want. I mean, shout out to Sam Darnold. Look at what he's doing. But don't get it twisted. If Sam Darnold somehow manages to make it to the Super Bowl with the Seahawks and win the Super Bowl, I mean, just making the Super Bowl, period, it's already amazing. But let alone win it, yo, the Jets organization is gonna feel like they already feel like crap, but they're gonna feel even worse because they're gonna be like, we had him here. We drafted him. Sometimes players need to be in the right situation at the right time. It happens all the time in the league. All the time in the league. Same thing. The Vikings are gonna feel the exact same way because they let go of Sam Darnold and chose not to pay him. He wasn't gonna get $80 million a year, but you could have done like a Kirk Cousins, 4 years, 100 mil, maybe 150 mil, to have a solid quarterback while your younger quarterback is developing, who's in and out of injuries. They were 14-3 with him last year. Did they even end up with a winning record? I don't even think they ended up with a winning record, actually. No, I gotta check this. Oh, they did barely 9-8. They went from four. The loss of Sam Darnold cost them 5 wins. 5 wins. And the number one overall seed. That's crazy. But it happens. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks. But that's where we're at. So, Tariq, I like the progression. I like that he's done it, and it is a winning organization. I will give them that. I'm nervous because to me personally, I can't take dealing with McDaniel for any more than max next year. Now, even coaches need to develop. Bill Belichick wasn't good. He was with Cleveland. I believe he also was with the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. He had to stumble, mess up, develop till he got the right opportunity with the right team at the right time. And Kraft went ahead and said, you make all the decisions. This is your team. We just want to win Super Bowls. And poof, you see what happens. So even coaches have to develop. I'll give them that. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to take 2 years. It's going to take, especially if they're a brand new coach. That's why you hire a veteran coach that has already taken their lumps and they've already gone through stuff and they're trying to, all that trying to figure. They are established. They know what they like, what they don't like, and how they are going to be implementing what it is their vision is for that team. But you don't become a veteran coach without experience. Same thing with a quarterback. So Tariq Ahmad, I like that he worked his way up. That means he must be a great talent evaluator. Look at the different players that they've gotten, like Debo, Ayuk, the trade that they made with the Carolina Panthers to get CMC. I mean, that was really, really, really good trades that they've had, so, as well as really good drafting. So that's one thing that I will say. I like what I've seen for the 49ers. So Tariq, okay, maybe not the guy I may want, but I understand. The other guy I want to touch into is going to be the 49ers director of scouting and operations, football operations. That would be Josh Williams. Josh Williams is in his 14th season with the 49ers, but this is his first season as director of scouting and football operations. Prior to that, in 22 and 23, he was a national scout after being the area scout for 5 years. Again, just like Tariq, another guy that worked his way up through the organization, evaluating talent throughout the nation. I think that just rhymed. but but think about it. I like that. That's somebody that's working their way through talent evaluation. That means that you're gonna be able to determine, okay, what does my head coach want to do? Whether it's McDaniel, whether it's somebody new, whatever. I still think the GM should be allowed to pick their own guy. Period. We know Tua's not gonna be here, whatever. He's got an expiring contract. But the GM should be able to he should be allowed to get his own head coach. What does my head coach want to do? What is the vision of the team? Where do we want to go? What pathway do we want to take when it comes to building this team? We understand it's not going to be overnight, but we have examples that you don't got to tear everything down because you have some pieces that are good that you could build upon. And then you have other pieces that you're going to have to bring in. Okay. That's what you want from your GM. I like Josh Williams because, again, it's someone else who has had experience in scouting. You have to be able to evaluate talent. Another thing with the GM is also going to help out with the coaching staff as well. Hiring the coaching staff. Who does my head coach want to bring in for the rest of his staff? That's because it's not just players as far as the players on the field. And I understand that the coaching staff, you're dealing with the GM, you're dealing with the head coach, you're dealing with president of operations and all that stuff. But they also gotta be scouted. You know what I mean? You don't just randomly pick random guys. You gotta have guys that are gonna be able to steer the ship with you in the direction you're looking to take. This is another reason why Troy Aikman was brought in, because we'll be able to get access to these other guys to be able to help us out, like DCs, like OCs, like um, O line, D line, tight ends, all those other positional coaches that we're gonna need to hire as well. Because guess what? We're not gonna what do you call it? We're not gonna keep everybody that we have here, if we're gonna be honest. Now, Michelle says, my problem with McDaniel is he keeps doing the same crap over again. That doesn't work. He also can't adjust in the second half. I mean, yeah, we've been saying that for years now. That's my main issue with him. Mike McDaniel refuses to adjust in the second half. He has to. It's adjusting to the second half, then adjusting to their adjustments. It's a chess match. You have to make constant adjustments. And I mean, key example of McDaniel, the last few weeks with what's his name? With Ewers. Why are we still running? I get it. You're not gonna completely change your playbook to a different quarterback, but Why are we still running these kinds of screens when you showed you he could throw the ball downfield? Like, that's what we need to do. I want Sullivan, McKay, or Hallaby, says Miami Sports. I get it. Hey, I get it. True Blazer says Miami would be forced to play Troy Lance or Trey Lance and sit Purdy. Yeah, they would have done that. They would have done that. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. So that's Josh Williams right here. I like another guy with several years. 5 years as an area scout. 2 years as a national scout. Now he's 49ers director of scouting and football operations. And football operations. And football operations. Him and Tyreek Ahmad clearly work together, both learning how to evaluate talent. We're seriously gonna need help with that. Those will be the only two guys that I would be okay with bringing in. Now, John McKay's a third 49ers guy. And why am I sticking to the 49ers? Because we love going to the 49ers for some flipping reason. But let's talk about our Jay Gillen. His 11th season with the 49ers, first season as assistant GM. In the last 2 seasons, he was director of player personnel. Prior 3 seasons before then, he was director of pro personnel after doing 5 years as pro personnel scout. He joined the department in 2015, 2016. Oh, this is the I keep getting them mistaken. John Lynch is 49ers GM. 49ers GM. And I keep getting him confused with the Broncos. Oh, what is the Broncos GM? The Broncos. It's gonna kill me because I can't. John Elway. There you go. There you go. John Elway. Yeah. He was the previous one. So there you go. So IJ Gillen responsible for overseeing and managing daily operations of player personnel and advising GM John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan on player decisions and team building strategies. That's a good thing, being the assistant GM. Obviously, that means that you've done it with John Lynch. I think John Lynch has done a great job. He's one of the GMs that I really like. Again, the way that they set up their team, extremely smart. Look, when they had the injury and they brought up Purdy, guess what? They put a stacked team around Purdy, but they were able to do that because he was in a rookie contract. Then when it was time to pay him, they didn't just pay him. They looked around. They were looking and weighing at their options, seeing what's available, what's out there. They paid him a contract that they felt that it was fair enough, and they felt like they got to see in that rookie contract somebody who, again, took them to the Super Bowl. They didn't get to win, but they saw enough potential. Purdy showed them enough potential for them to invest in. He didn't just make it to the playoffs, made it all the way to the Super Bowl. You can invest in a guy like that who's giving you consistency, playing at a high level. Now, do I put Purdy as like an elite quarterback? No. He's a great game manager. Because of the way that they've been dealing with their contracts, which, hey, they have to let go of some guys, it's true. But because they have such great scouts, they've been able to replenish those players with other players, other young draft picks. So they when it comes to managing that budget, that cap, man, they're doing it great. Yeah, they got some key guys with these high contracts, but the guys that they have to let go before they pay because they're okay with letting go of a guy that's over the hill. Thank you so much for your services, but we're not about to pay you a max contract. We're going to go ahead and draft your replacement before you leave and afterwards. So I just replaced good productivity, didn't pay him, but I was able to replace him by scouting well in the draft. That meat, that tender meat of the draft is the third, fourth, and fifth round. That's where you get your most bang for your buck. That's where the top receivers and skill position players end up being drafted. Third, second too. But bang for your buck, that third, fourth round, fifth round, that's a sweet spot. They've been good, man. They've been good. They've been good. What's up, Cat the Hat? Welcome, welcome. So that's one thing I will give them. Now, proximity to McDaniel. I'm sorry, but McDaniel, he needs a lot more time to develop as a coach. Let me put it that way. McDaniel needs a lot more time to develop as a coach, and I don't think we have the time nor the patience to be giving McDaniel that opportunity to develop. We don't. We don't have it. So, ooh, my baby. We don't have it. This is why we need. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. This is why we need somebody with experience to be able to do it. So I will give them that. The 49ers organization has been doing really well when it comes to um, finding good talent and developing their scouts. They've done that. RJ's probably the third one. I think the one that I would want the most is the VP. Tariq, if I gotta rank those three guys, I'd say Tariq would be my number one, Josh Williams number two, and RJ Gillen number three with those 49er guys. That's what I would say. Go Birds. Yeah, that's where I'm at when it comes to those gentlemen. Now, let's go to the next play. Let's talk about Alec Hallaby. He is the Philadelphia assistant GM. What has Philly done in the last few years, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. Last time I checked, the Fly Eagles Fly were they were definitely what do you call it? Winning their Super Bowl. So yeah, I think not too shabby when it comes to figuring out what it is that that team is doing. They have found some massive, massive, and I do mean massive opportunities to succeed. But guess what? Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Two Super Bowls in 4 years, 5 years. The Philadelphia Eagles were my trivia question yesterday. They had a coach that got them in 15 years over 100 wins. They what do you call it? They got a Then after that, they fired him. Then after that, they had another coach, won the Super Bowl, fired him. Then after that, got another GM, head coach, and in 4 years, gone to the Super Bowl twice, won it once, and all 4 years that man has been on a hot seat with Sirianni. Like it's kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of crazy how this man has survived um not being fired. But look at what the Giants did back when they won a Super Bowl in 2007 and 2014. Tom Coughlin was their head coach. The same year that they wanted to fire him, he won a Super Bowl. They've been trying to fire that man for like 5 years. Won him 2 Super Bowls. Then they fired him the year after that last Super Bowl, which I thought was, and they got that moron, that loser McAdoo. Oh God, one of the worst head coach hires I've ever seen. Anyways, back to Alec. He's a Philly assistant. He's been with Philly 16 years. There's nothing wrong with somebody being with an organization for a long time. I know that we complain about Greer. He was here for 26 years. Yes, but he wasn't that successful in that time. That's what we don't like. So Alec Hallaby, 16th year with Philly, named assistant GM in 2022 after spending 6 seasons as the team vice president of football operations and strategy. He focused on player evaluation, roster management, resource allocation, and he was part of the analytical methods in decision making. I mean, within his tenure, he contributed to 10 postseason berths, 10 playoff opportunities, 6 divisional banners, 3 conference banners, and 2 Super Bowl appearances. 2 Super Bowl appearances. Oh, I apologize. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins. That's not too shabby. Now, prior to his current role, he was a special assistant to the GM from 2012 to 2015 and player personnel analyst from 2010 to 2011. So, as you can see, this man has gradually worked his way up in talent, evaluation, roster managing, how to properly allocate assets and resources. Another guy that I feel has a lot of experience, and he seems extremely young. He graduated from Harvard in 2009, so he's what, like 40 something, like young 40s, I think, right? I don't know. I'm assuming yes. Like young guy, worked his way up to being assistant GM so far, and guess what? In the last just 3 years alone, playoff, playoff, Super Bowl win. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. So there's one thing that I will say. He has massive experience in a winning culture. Winning culture. I'm telling you. Uh, This is what we need. We need somebody that has experience in winning. We don't have that in Miami. We don't have that. Now, granted, we were in the same division as the Patriots for the last 20 years. We're not talking about the last 5 years. You know what I mean? The 20 years that they actually reigned. So, tough division, man. Tough division. But we were here. We did our thing. Now we got what you call it? There it is. Sorry, give me 1 second. Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. Ben McAdoo was a great. He single-handedly destroyed the Giants. Yeah, he did. What a loser. Can't stand him. Man, it was gonna suck for some of these fans living in a false high. Gonna drop back down to earth real quick at the hands of Herbert. Geez, you guys are funny. But think about it. That's one thing that I will say is I want to see somebody that we bring in as GM and allow them. Can we not make the same mistake? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it again and I'm gonna continue to say it. One of the massive things that the Miami Dolphins, aka Steven Ross, has done is we'll hire somebody and tell them what to do. You can hire somebody and tell them what you want. What is your ultimate goal? We want to win a Super Bowl. Great. Don't tell them what to do. You haven't won anything, Ross. You haven't won anything. Tom Garfinkel, anybody in the Miami organization hasn't won jack. So you shut up and you let who you just hired that's coming from a winning organization, you let them tell you what to do and how to do it. And all you do is say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another? What do you need? Let's do it." That's it. They're all of these candidates. What I like is that they're coming from winning organizations and not winning flukes. Like, maybe here, maybe a couple. No, Super Bowl winning organizations. These are multiple ways of building rosters, of having sustained success. That's what you hire these guys. You 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 don't say nothing. I'm gonna tell you what to. No, you shut up. I don't care what your title, your fluky title is. Whoever the GM is needs to have full autonomy in every decision, period. It starts and ends with that GM. And all the pencil pushers who are only here to make money, shut the up. It's the NFL. You're going to be making money no matter what. Can we get, and guess what? You start winning, you're going to be making even more money. So you shut up and you let those winning individuals tell you what to do. You just tell them the goal. What's the goal? I want to win the Super Bowl. Great. What's the time frame you want to go ahead and do this? I want to do it in 2 years. Well, that's not going to happen. But if you give me the opportunity, we're going to set up a plan. Give me free reign no matter what happens, and we will get there. Like, that's it. You shut up. So, yeah, Hallaby, I like it. I like it. Assistant GM. That means he's been in the room, the war room, assisting picking players, talent evaluation. That's what we need. We need people who are able to go ahead and form a strategy and stick to it. Andy Reid runs the show in Kansas City, not the GM. The GM goes and gets who Reid tells him. Thank you, Cat in the Hat. That's what you need. You and you do what you're told. That's your job. Don't worry, the money will come. It's the NFL. But that's what we need to do. You hired this GM, it's over. You should. What they tell you, you do it. That's what you need. So I like Calaby. Next guy, we're going to talk about John Eric Sullivan. Another guy. He's currently the vice president of player personnel with the Packers. The Packers have had some success. They've been able to roster build, move from contracts. Now, have they won? Have they won the Super Bowl recently? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. So maybe this might not be the best person, but maybe they just need the opportunity in a different role. So John Eric Sullivan from the Packers promoted to VP of Personnel in 2022. Prior to that, the 4 seasons prior to that, he was the co-director of player personnel. Prior to that, he did 2 years as director of college scouting. He also has been the national football scouting rep for the Packers eons ago. Another person who's a talent evaluator, John Eric Sullivan. You tell him what to do. You need somebody that's going to be able to get you the talent you need. Are we moving up to draft Fernando Mendoza? No. What's up, Eric? And no. Good morning, boss lady. Did you see our schedule for next year? We're winning 2 games next season. Tomorrow I'm gonna talk about the schedule. I did see it. I like it flashed, but I haven't even really dove into what my thoughts are. I'm gonna give you my raw schedule tomorrow. Prediction, my way too early schedule prediction. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But today I want to focus on these guys. John Eric, hey man. Whatever. If I said that wrong and I conjugated that word incorrectly, my bad. John Eric Sullivan. One thing that I will tell you, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Packers, man, they're a great, well-run organization. Talk about having sustained success. Now, they don't have a lot of championships, but when it comes to having a high level of success, they do have that. And when it comes to talent evaluation, man, they've been great. They've been able to get really great quarterbacks. Like a Favre, like a Rodgers. Now they got Jordan Love. They're in the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. You just need a shot. That's it. You just need a shot. Right now, the Packers have been great at drafting. And you know what? They've also been great at knowing when not to pay guys. Sometimes you do pay guys and it doesn't work out. Sometimes you don't. It doesn't work out. Sometimes you do and it does. And sometimes you don't and it does work out. But when it comes to player personnel, one thing is they've been great at evaluating talent. So I like John Eric Sullivan. Maybe not the most, I would say that maybe not high as I would probably put him in, but I think it's still a great move, even if we were able to go ahead and get him. It's somebody who can do talent evaluation. And I need somebody with a backbone because Stephen Ross, you need to sit down and be quiet. Garfinkel, you too. Be quiet. Be quiet. Do what you're told. That's it. Do what you're told. Like that's I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Nothing. I don't want to hear it. But he's been a scout man since 2008. So he's seen players for a very long time and has been able to advise on that. You want people with that kind of experience, real talent evaluators. We might not be able to draft everybody we need, but these UDFAs, when you start hitting on those, when you start hitting on, the veterans that are not senior citizens who trying to retire here with the last bag, maybe they were former first or second rounders that didn't work out where they were, but they might still have something in the bank. They're young enough that you could try to see, what's going on. Yeah, I'll take it. So I wouldn't mind having John Eric Sullivan here. Another really good evaluator from an organization that has sustained um success at a high level. And the uniqueness of the Packers is that they don't have an owner. The city is the owner. The shareholders are the owners. They have a board, but they don't have an owner, which makes it really interesting. It makes it very interesting. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we've got John McKay. He's entering the 10th year with the Rams and his first year as assistant general manager. Prior to that, he was director of pro personnel, served as assistant director to pro scouting as well. What does he mostly focus on? Managing player arrivals and departures. This man, when it comes to scouting, another one. What have the Rams done in the last 10 years, ladies and gentlemen? They won a Super Bowl. They've been drafting really well. Aaron Donald's going to go down on one of the greatest offensive players of all time. The trade with Matthew Stafford paid off. They won the Super Bowl. They drafted Jared Goff, which was a good draft pick. They realized he might not be the guy. They built the team around him, traded, gave up some capital for him. Got Stafford, who was with the Lions for so many years with Megatron. Got him. They felt he was the guy to get them over their hump. They were right. And the Los Angeles Rams were the first team in NFL history to win a Super Bowl in their home field. That's crazy. Tampa Bay did it the year after. Can we trade A-Chain for a first pick and Forrest Gump? I don't think Forrest Gump is up for a trade, though. That's the only thing. John McKay is listed as evaluating all rosters of every team just before free agency to be able to advise in the scouting reports for upcoming opponents and evaluating college players prior to the draft. That's really, 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 really good. That's really good. Joe McKay shows you that he's able to go ahead and dissect the team rosters, where their weaknesses are, what players are coming off of their roster that maybe we can go ahead and take a look at and add to our team. Every team is supposed to do that. This is the guy that does it for the Rams. And he looks super young too. Assistant GM looking for that shot. Now, I'm so over new guys. Like, but one thing that we have to say is we need great talent evaluators, and every single one of these guys is that. With the exception of RJ Gillen, who ah ah everybody else, I think this is exactly what we need. Is exactly what we need. I mean, we need talent evaluators. These are the guys that are going to be able to go ahead and find those gems. What has added to the Lions' success since getting Dan Campbell is the fact that they've been able to evaluate talent so well that right now one of the top receivers in the league, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they got him in the 3rd round. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, either through the draft or through a free agency, they've been great at building that roster. And guess what? They also were great at getting coaches. He got and brought in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson wasn't good, but he was developed by Dan Campbell. Grew with the team, learned from his mistakes, has success. Some lack of player execution didn't allow them. Plus, let's be honest, they should have gone to the NFC Championship. They should have gone to the Super Bowl, but that was stolen. I don't care what nobody tells me. It was stolen, man. Oh, yes. Sorry, it was stolen. But we're neither here nor there. One thing that you could say about every single one of these teams is that these have been the top teams in the NFL for the last 10 years. Yes. 49ers have been a top team in the NFL for the last 10 years. So have the Rams, so have the Eagles. So have the Packers. Oof. Even after Rodgers, they still found success. Now, it's not going to be overnight success. Obviously, you're dealing with a young quarterback. He still needs to also develop. So they're in a little bit of growing pains. But they've been able to find players to stick a team around them. So that's what people don't get sometimes. It's not just about the quarterback, but that's the most important piece. This is why I really love the fact that the Miami Dolphins said, we don't have it. We don't know what the heck we're doing. Let's hire somebody that does. But please, 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 Dolphins, for the love of all that is holy, listen to these guys. Listen to Aikman. Listen to Marino. Get people here that are football people. You want to make money? Start winning. Everybody in the NFL knows whoever wins with the Miami Dolphins, it's a first ballot Hall of Famer practically. You don't ride your ticket and go anywhere. With a franchise that has been looking for success for 20 plus years, a legendary franchise like ours, dude, What are we talking about? This is exactly what you want when it comes to evaluating talent. But now we have to actually step out of the way and do what's the Apple guy that passed away? Dang it. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs says we don't hire smart people to tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. What is the point of you getting somebody who's a subject matter expert in whatever it is you're deficient at to not listen to what they say? That's exactly what we've been. But we've brought in people who have not been good. We've brought in people who have been good. The problem is our front office doesn't listen and actually pull the trigger on what we're being advised on. Okay, cool, whatever. That's the past. I'm not focused on the past. I'm focusing on the user. And survey says you shut up and you listen to these people. Listen to Troy Aikman. You want to have success in the league. You want to be one of those top 10 teams in the league, top 5 teams in the league. Do you want to have a shot at the Super Bowl? Guess what? Guess who has been in the Super Bowl in the last 10 years? Niners, Eagles, Rams. Guess who you are seeking an opportunity to talk to? Niners, Steelers, Niners, Eagles, Rams. So we're there. Now we just need you to sit to the side, figure it out. That's it. That's it. Simple. That's it. That's it. So yeah. So the Dolphins, they're moving in the right direction by doing that. I like that they're actually moving forward with it. Breaking news: it looks like the Dallas Cowboys have fired their DC Matt Eberflus. Now they're the 4th different defensive coordinator in 4 years. Sounds like somebody else I know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm trying to see if there are any other updates or anything like that. Oh, it looks like the Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy will interview with the Titans on Thursday for their head coaching opportunity that they have. Okay. Interesting. It's a lot of movement, guys. It's another thing I wanted to show you guys. Let me pull it up here. So far, yep, let me let me pull it up here real quick. As far as vacancies are concerned, I saved it. Hold on, give me a second, dang it. Oh man, I thought I saved it. Well, I don't know where it is at this point. Yeah, I can't find what I'm looking for right now. But actually no. What am I talking about? There are a lot of head coaching opportunities available right now in the NFL. You got Raiders, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, Browns, Cardinals. I said Cardinals, sorry, Falcons. There's a lot of coaching opportunities out there for players, for candidates. We'll see who gets the opportunities, but right now I'm focused on the GM because I asked you guys, and let me see if I can find it here. The results of my poll. I was like, I was wondering. I'm like, what do the fans think should be the first thing we focus on? Because I was like, there's a lot the Dolphins need to focus on. Let's be honest, more than what I want to admit to it. But it's fine. You already wasted the last 20 something years of my life. What's another 20 something years? Right? Uh so yeah. I'm not I'm not gonna be upset about that. But so far, I gave you 4 options. What's most important action Dolphins can address first in the offseason? I said fire McDaniel, hire GM, fire more front office personnel, and Stephen Ross sell the team. So far, nobody's really caring about the front office personnel. 10% of you guys have said Ross sell the team. 29% said hire the GM, but 62% of you guys said fire Mike McDaniel. That should be the first thing that we do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm going to be the one picking, I'm probably going to say that it needs to be hire the GM and let the GM make the decision. Because there's still a lot of stuff that we're going to have to deal with, as far as um the gap and things like that. Now, I definitely want to fire McDaniel. Don't get me wrong. But maybe that might be something that the GM can do after he evaluates everything. Delusional says Nagy about to ruin another young quarterback. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. What's up, Luis? Welcome, welcome. Luis Felipe Benito. Pats did it. Why not us? Yeah, we're sniffing around the right teams. At least Aikman. Oh, I agreed. 1,000%. 1,000%. And you know what? That's what you're supposed to do. So let's start being a winning organization. Good morning, Eric. See me. Welcome. Why would we find the only good person in the entire franchise tour was over 50% of the problem? McDaniel has shown me he cannot make adjustments, and this is not a this year situation. This is a last 3 years situation. Some of the games we lost is because of his lack of ability to adjust in the second half. That's my issue. So I asked you guys what should be the first thing the Dolphins do in the offseason. Like I said, 62% of you guys so far have said, please fire McDaniel. I thought that was funny. But I personally think we need to hire the GM. Get the right GM. And you tell him straight up, McDaniel, no. Don't even focus on McDaniel. You say you all have the full autonomy. This is your team. You will work with the head coach, whichever head coach you deem that will get us to where we need to be. We want to win a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl. I'm not looking at head coaches right now. AB, good morning. I'm just focused on GMs. I'm bringing you what the Dolphins at least have inquired about. Thank God. These are winning organizations. I'll take it. I'll take it. So yeah, that's Simi says, as a Bills fan, I'd like to see McDaniel as our offensive coordinator. He would get an opportunity in 10 organizations to be the OC. But he needs I'm convinced McDaniel needs somebody ahead of him, on top of him. I think he's too singularly focused. He doesn't have the bandwidth to look at the bigger picture. And I think he needs somebody ahead of him. So that's where I'm at when it comes to McDaniel. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's the show for today. This is your update for the GM, what we're doing, what the Dolphins are looking at. I like the quality of candidates. Now, I don't think this is going to be the final list, but I'm glad at least Troy Aikman is paying off so far and giving us an opening doors where we otherwise might not have an opportunity to be there. You know what I mean? So I love it. Let's continue to get these guys. If and when we do get to that point of hiring a head coach, we'll look at that then. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be our way too early. Um, our way too early record prediction because our opponents have been decided who we're going to be playing next year. I haven't dove in. I'm going to give you my raw reaction, just like I did last year, just like I do every year. When the opponents come out, I give you my way too early record prediction. Funny enough, last year, when the record when the opponents came and the list of opponents came, I straight up went through it with you guys, and I was like, da 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 da. I had us going 6-11 just before the season started. I did it again. I was straight up. I'm like, I mean, what am I gonna lie? No, this is our team based on the opponents. This is how I feel like we're gonna do. Ended up being the same record, 6-11, that I thought at the end, and my super realistic me. We'll see what next year's gonna be. Number one pick. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. Really, honestly, it's been amazing. Of course. If you like what you see, you're catching the replay. Thank you so much for coming through. Please hit that like button, share, subscribe. Let everybody else know about Miss Phins. Everybody on Twitter, Twitch, thank you so much for coming through, guys. Share the content. We are so close. We are so close to getting 2,000 subs. Please, let's go ahead. We're about 20 away from 1750. So can we get that? I'm seeing, a lot of um movement out there, and I know there's of um a lot of people searching for, content. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a girl who's a fan. So let's fan together, guys. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. If you want to bless the channel, you can also do so. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You got super thickers, super thanks, super chats. There you go. Can't believe I forgot that one. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody that shows their love and special shout out to all of the members of the channel. You guys really are just amazing. You guys, without you guys, honestly, there's no channel, because you might not think it's a lot, those few dollars a month, but it really does help out the channel so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. I will see you guys later. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, tonight we have a show. I'm gonna set it up. We have a show for our fantasy football. So we're gonna be doing a bracket fantasy football playoff edition. It's gonna be amazing. $25 to get in. Dean and Cap will be live tonight to talk about that, guys. So come check it out. That should be 6 p.m. tonight, guys. So come check that out. Appreciate y'all. See you tomorrow. Well, see you tonight and see you tomorrow morning. Take care. And as always, bye bye.